Former Proteas spin bowler Paul Adams is going around the country hosting spin bowling classes after successfully working with kids in Durban earlier on this month. Gogga, as we remember him, will be moving to Gauteng next month to deliver yet another masterclass at the King Edward Preparatory Indoor Centre. He joins us this morning live from George for a chat about all the masterclasses and, of course, the successes of the first one in Durban. Coach, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your time this morning on the Weekend Report on Newzroom Afrika. I do understand you are in George at the moment. What are you doing there?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm up in George, just sort of doing a Cricket South Africa Level 2 refresher course and talking about spin bowling to coaches. It's been a great journey for me, especially over this past year. Been finding myself in terms of creating a brand in terms of my coaching or for myself. Because normally I've been actually just tied up with teams and been a head coach of provincial teams, and this past year worked with the S-Under-19 and through consulting with Cricket South Africa with spin bowling. And I've had some time off and given it some thought and create the journey of creating clinics around the country and just giving great support towards the spinners that is much needed around the country, yes.
Let's talk about, those clinics. I'm seeing visuals on the screen of you and these kids in, I guess, one of the clinics in Durban from a few weeks ago. Talk to us about the importance of hosting such clinics. What do you want to achieve at the end of the day?
I think the key thing for me is able to hand over some tools to these young spinners and get them understanding what spin bowling is all about. And I actually add that a lot of them have never seen me bowl or play cricket, but they've gone onto YouTube. Their parents have shown them and showed what I can do with how I bowl, and very different. But some of them are all very different in their actions and that. But there's certain things that spinners need and require, and I've been doing it for many years now, and I feel it's an opportunity that I can go out there and just share my knowledge and give back towards them. And that's the main goal. And I had to start somewhere, and it's taken many years for me to do this. And I think it's pretty right now. And spin bowling has been becoming a very important part of one-day cricket, and we're needing to really grow the awareness and grow the key things that are required as they journey through their careers of sport, and wanting to just help them grow as cricketers.
A great opportunity for these youngsters to sort of learn from a legend like you where you give back. I wonder though, Paul, if you did not have those opportunities when you were up and coming, did you have those opportunities where you were hosted by someone in a masterclass? And is that why maybe you're essentially hosting such masterclasses for upcoming spin bowlers in the country?
Yeah, I actually told the youngsters, I said, we never had internet actually when I was growing up. It was very self-taught. We grew up playing in the backyard, and your brothers and your friends would guide you on how to play the game of cricket. And this opportunity for having ex-pros and you're having coaches and all those things, access to the kids have all these access and allowing them to explore and grow and look at all the different aspects of spin bowling. It's a great art to bowl, and it's exciting, especially when you can find a wrist spinner. These days, everyone's looking for one, and if we can develop them in the right way, they become a great weapon within a cricket team. So it's also for girls and boys. We see women's cricket really growing great within South Africa, and the Proteas women are playing currently at the moment. And it's a big factor that we're wanting to grow the sport, and especially spin bowling within our game. It's so important, and I'm currently kind of wanting to grow it a little bit more. So in the search of sponsors, how I can get to different areas within, especially our underprivileged communities, how I can go into those communities and maybe unearth some diamonds, and that will be the ultimate goal, is to maybe grow to that sort of space. And create these clinics around, and that we can just give the joy of cricket. And what I've enjoyed about cricket is the friendships, just the fun you can have on a cricket field, and all the values that it teaches you, and giving back and trying to get those opportunities back towards our youth is important for me as I'm getting older. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no denying that we're such a pace bowling country. How much catching up do you think spin bowlers need in this country?
Yeah, I think it's much needed. It's playing such a big part in our game, and just been working in the space of youth cricket. We are in need of keeping it to grow and encouraging young spinners to keep wanting to push on. What we're finding is the moment they're leaving schoolboy cricket, especially when it comes to our wrist spinners, they sort of fall down. It's almost like the encouragement sort of drops down, or they feel not the confidence to continue as they're playing senior cricket and growing. So I'm wanting to give them that tools, give the coaches as well the tools of how to manage our spinners strategically and also mentally. How do they stay confident? How do you keep encouraging him to wanting to bowl spin bowling? It's going to be so important as they reach their sort of 16, 17 and wanting to continue with that skill. It's so much fun bowling leggies, bowling googlies. I did a challenge with them at the end of the clinic where I said, "Can you bowl the Gogga?" A bit of fun just to show them that it's here in live that old Gogga can still bowl it. and see if they can bowl it. And it's a bit of fun, and it's not all serious, and I'm quite easygoing, and I make sure that we're not cloning them, that each one is an individual, and that's how I grew up, is that I'm an individual, and we try and mold them to be the best they can be.
You've already hosted one in Durban, of course, a few weeks back. There's an opportunity for people in Johannesburg to go to King Edward's for the next clinic. Yeah. Are there hopes, though, of taking your masterclasses, your clinics across the country at some point?
Yes, so it's me just going around finding an indoor center or a place that can host me. And then we advertise out there, and it's open to anyone. So I'm hosting the one on 13th and 14th of April at King Edward, and people can go onto my social media and look for the link within my bio, and that's the easiest way to get hold of me. And it's as easy as that. People they're commenting on social media, "Where have you been?" But I've always been here. It's just me now going out, putting myself out there, and giving people the opportunity to be able to work with me and get a relationship. And that's what I like to have, is continue a relationship and be a mentor towards these spinners, and really just grow them and be alongside their journey in cricket.
All right. Before I let you go, I'd like to engage you on this one. A few days ago we saw a spinner from South Africa, Keshav Maharaj, signing a contract for the Rajasthan Royals in the IPL. Quite a big deal, though, to have a spinner in South Africa signing on the subcontinent. What did you make, though, of that decision by Keshav to join Rajasthan Royals?
Yeah, that's big, and it's a big one for us. And people always ask, why don't they sign South African spinners? Shams hasn't cracked it yet, but it's important in terms of encouraging people that spin bowling is a great art, and to crack into the IPL, because the Indian cricketing community has got a lot of spin bowlers, and they often have just only been picking the ones that are in India. But for Keshav, he's been performing over the last couple of years, and then also performing in the SA20 and captaining and leading his Durban Super Giant side. So people have seen him keep him in a high regard, and what a great opportunity for him to go over. And key thing for me is to find, and he's inspiring our young spinners, is to find those next generation that needs to go and play on and get onto the cricket field. And that's where we sort of searching and looking for that generation that's going to really come out and show what they are capable of and play on the world stage.
And just a final one, still on the IPL, it's difficult not to talk about Qayyum Maaka, the youngster, 17 years of age, playing in his first big competition, the IPL. Had a difficult start, though, against the Mumbai Indians a few days ago. Any words of encouragement for him?
Yeah, no, Qayyum has been a superstar. Having worked with him in the SA Under-19 and in the World Cup, an extreme superstar, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. For me, you always got to look at the sun comes up the next day, learn from their experience, and move forward. Everyone goes through those games, and I'm sure, and just knowing him, he's a really focused and a real dedicated to the sport. He's that type of guy, fighter, and always wanting to do well for the team. he'll be coming out raring and strong. It's a great opportunity in terms of his learning, being aware of what goes on in big tournaments, and to do it at that young age is just exciting. And having people around him that will put their arm around and making sure that he is encouraged to keep pushing and keep going where he needs to go. It's only the start of the journey, and it's still a long career ahead for Kwena.
Paul Adams, I appreciate your time this morning on the Weekend Report. Good to see you. Good to touch base. All the best of luck with all your master classes. The next one being held at the King's Edward Stadium later on next month.